Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Knight Uretsky of the Springfield Drifters and our crew tonight of Thomas Rudolph, Andrew Henderson, and Casey Lavin. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to the third and final game of the series between the Corvallis Knights and the Springfield Drifters on a warm, beautiful Thursday evening. The Knights coming back from a 4-1 victory last night over Springfield to take the series, now setting their sights on a sweep here of their Valley rivals, the Drifters, whom they defeated last night 4-1 after the thrilling walk-off win in the bottom of the ninth inning on Tuesday night, 3-2. So the Knights making a move here now in the first half race in the South Division, with Ridgefield finally losing last night, their first loss after 11 straight wins. The Knights beginning tonight one game back, all alone in second at 13-7. Ridgefield at 15-7. The Springfield Drifters are four back at 10-10. The Knights have won the series, but they're seeking a sweep, and we look forward to it on Hero Night, presented by the Soo Long Realty Group, Keller Williams, Calapooya Brewing, Thirsty Thursday, and a good crowd in on this beautiful summer evening, and a lot of exciting promotions scheduled for the weekend, culminating in the big fireworks show Sunday night following the Knights game against Cowlitz, presented by Oregon State Credit Union. It's a great evening for baseball, as it was last night down in good old Springdale, eh? That's what my high school history professor, Mr. Barrett, always called Springfield. He would say, "Parker, who you playing this weekend?" I'd say, "Yeah, we're playing Springfield." Ha! Good old Springdale, eh? It was an idiosyncrasy on his part, but I've always thought of Springfield because of Mr. Barrett, who steered me wrong, as good old Springdale. But it's a great town, a great setting. The Springfield Drifters playing in the Hamlin Sports Complex, and it was fun to work with the Knight last night and watch the Knights play excellent defense, get outstanding pitching, and while they managed just 2 hits, they parlayed those 2 hits and a little bit of shaky defense on the part of the Drifters into a 4-1 win. The key to the win, though, was pitching, and it was Jacob Wright who led the way. Jacob, out of Cal Poly, missed all of 2022 with Tommy John surgery. A big outing for him last night in that he pushed his pitched count up to 73. I asked him how he felt during the game, how he feels today. We're going to meet Jacob Wright, the pride of Paso Robles, California, grew up in Montebello in Southern California. We'll kind of go through that history with an outstanding left-handed pitcher in Jacob Wright, who set the tone last night. And now Max DeBeck with his folks, Lisa and Stan, in the ballpark here to watch Max work, sitting here to my left. We look forward to a pleasant evening together here in Corvallis after we enjoyed ourselves immensely last night in good old Springdale, eh? Nope, Springfield. And it's nice to be back in Corvallis with Jacob Wright joining me next on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Welcome back into Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Beautiful summer night. The Knights hot, 4 straight wins. Last night winning down in Springfield, led by an outstanding start from Jacob Wright, the left-hander who joins me. Our pregame to talk about first of all. Thanks, Tom. Nice to meet you. Before we even get into specifics about your game last night in particular, what do you make of being in Corvallis and being part of this team?
It's a lot of fun. I think Uni and the rest of the coaching staff really know what they're talking about. Even though it's like a little different way of doing things, it's like an eye-opening experience to kind of get a new kind of culture of baseball around here, and definitely some stuff I'll take back to San Luis with me.
What is different about it? When you say kind of a different way to go about it, could you define that for us a little bit?
It's more like it's like a military style of coaching. I feel like everything like has a structure and a plan to it, and I think it's really helpful to me and the rest of the guys here.
Do you feel like, and you were telling me when you first sat down, I said, how you doing? You said, I'm tired. And I thought, from last night? No, from today and the post-start workout. What's that all about?
Yeah, I think Uni really conditions us to, go deep in the game. So I think that's a good thing. It's a testament to him showing just like I can go deep into a game, not really feel that tired, but the next day he's going to beat me up out here. So I think that's just on the coaching side, it's a plus, I think.
Jacob Wright, my guest. Jacob, 73 pitches last night. How did that feel for you? Were you comfortable all the way through?
Yeah, I just had to trust my defense behind me. I obviously didn't strike out too many people, so just had to let the defense work behind me, and worked out well for me.
It's my understanding, without having followed your season closely, I wasn't with the Beavers when they made a trip down there. I do Oregon State games and saw the team pretty much from that point on. But what I understand is your season kind of picked up some momentum late. Is that accurate? Were you kind of a guy down the stretch of the season?
Well, I was hurt, so I was coming off surgery, so it was just kind of whenever my body let me throw again, I was out there to throw, and thankfully I got a few innings last year and looking to get some more this year.
When you say hurt, you missed the entire season at 22 and summer ball. Were you dealing with Tommy John or what?
I had a little bit of elbow pain, got Tommy John surgery, and everything's looking good now. I feel great.
I was going to ask you then. You feel like it's all back? I mean, you don't. I mean, you're fully on a go, and everything's back velo-wise, and just you feel right again.
Yeah, I mean, last night I was asking to go like the whole game, so I think I'm feeling good now. Yeah.
Good for you. Jacob Wright, my guest. You mentioned San Luis, the beautiful town of San Luis Obispo, and an outstanding program. Tell me, coming out of SoCal, how you kind of ended up making that decision.
Well, I moved up to Central California, and I loved it there. I think growing up, Cal Poly was probably one of my dream schools, so just getting the offer to play under Coach Lee is kind of a no-brainer for me.
Great program and a tremendous baseball man. I love Coach Lee. His son Brooks played here, as you may know, is a great player and will be a big leaguer someday. What is the culture like playing for Coach Lee at San Luis Obispo?
Very similar to here. Everything's got a purpose to it. All about winning, and if you're not a part of that, then you're not really going to have a good time there. So I think he really surrounds us with the right people to try and get that culture together. So I think he does a great job.
Coach Kearns was telling me yesterday when I asked him about you a little bit, he said, well, he's got a bulldog mentality. He really competes and has a lot of grit. He likes that in you. I love to hear that. Is that kind of how you've always carried yourself?
Yeah, I've kind of always been like the smaller kid, playing with the chip on my shoulder, so I kind of just take that out there with me and try and use it to my advantage.
Well, you certainly did last night, and it feels to me, too, watching what's happened here of late. You know about this being a winning organization. The walk-off win the night before, you get 2 hits and win last night. You see some good signs with your teammates in this team.
Yeah, I feel like we all got that little bulldog mentality in us, so I think we mesh well together and creates for a good team, winning culture, and that's what we all like.
Last couple of things with Jacob Wright in our pregame show. You said you moved up to Central, so you didn't finish high school in Paso Robles, or when did you make the move?
I did. Paso Robles is probably 30 minutes north of San Luis, so kind of grew up around San Luis and, kind of just loving the weather, loving the area, and also staying close to home, so.
Yeah, I've been out of California too long. I was still thinking Paso Robles was down in L.A. I might be thinking of a different There's another Robles down in the L.A. West Covina area that I was thinking of, but I did grow up in a similar area as you, and you grew up a Dodger fan. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Did you go to the ballpark a lot?
All the time. My dad says videos of me pitching on the steps at Dodger Stadium, so definitely grew up a Dodgers fan.
And still following it?
Yes, still my favorite team.
Well, we're glad, other than present company, the Corvallis Knights, which you're helping to win trying to win a seventh straight title. It's a pleasure to have you in Corvallis, Jacob. Great to watch you pitch. Good luck the rest of the summer. Thanks for taking time.
Cool. Thank you, man.
That's Jacob Wright, my guest on the pregame show. We've got the starting lineups and the first pitch just around the corner. Max DeBeck to throw it as the Knights seek a sweep of the Springfield Drifters on a warm, gorgeous Thursday night in the Mid-Valley. Great to have you with us on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Max DeBeck loosening up with his battery mate Tyler Howard. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Springfield Drifters, as announced by head coach Tommy Richards. Leading off in center field, Cole Kleckner. Batting second, the designated hitter, Drew Johnson. Joe Longo is hitting third at first base. The cleanup hitter in left field, Bobby Blanford. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, Ryan Cooney. In the sixth hole at third base, Ben Newton. Batting seventh in right field, Jaden Shepard. Hitting eighth and catching is Brandon Reed. And playing second base and batting ninth for the Springfield Drifters is Cooper Mullins. On the bump will be Toby Twist, an incoming pitcher to the University of Oregon, getting the start here this evening against the Knights lineup. Max DeBeck goes to work. And his first pitch, fastball to Cole Kleckner at 91, according to the TrackMan stat, in there for a strike. Max's 0-1 pitch misses a bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Kleckner, with Drew Johnson on deck and Joe Longo to follow. Big Max turns and comes back to the plate with a 1-1 pitch. Misses down and in. Ball 2, 2-1. Max working with Tyler Howard, his battery mate. Jacob Craig at first, Tyler Quinn at second, Phoenix Call at short, Ethan Hedges at third. The 2-1 pitch a little bit low. Ball 3, 3-1. The right-hander works quickly. Max back to the plate with a 3-1 pitch, lifted to shallow left field. Coming in is Levi Jones, and Levi fighting the sun and a breeze blowing in his face. Stays with it to make the catch. Good job by Max to pitch to contact on a 3-1 count. And the batter will be the left-hand hitting designated hitter in Drew Johnson. Max turns and comes to the plate. Good first pitch, fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count to Drew. Drew Johnson in the 2-hole awaits the strike 1 pitch from Max, and he pokes it into center field for a base hit. A 1-out single for Drew Johnson. That'll bring Joe Longo to the plate. Nice swing by Johnson, taking an up-the-middle approach. His first hit as a Springfield Drifter, now 1 for 6. And Joe Longo, the batter. Longo, the right-hand hitting first baseman at 263 with 7 runs batted in. Johnson held on at first by Jacob Craig. Max to the plate. First pitch is a good fastball. Swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike. DeBeck out of O'Day High in Seattle. His folks in the ballpark tonight enjoying the beautiful evening next to Amy and Casey Weiss. Lisa and Stan are here. The strike 1 pitch to Joe Longo, lifted to left field. Levi Jones moving back on it in the alley. Reaches up to make the catch. The wind carrying it a little bit on Levi, but he's able to track it for out number 2. And Bobby Blanford will come to the plate. Bobby, left-hand hitting left fielder at 361 with 4 runs batted in. And amongst the players that have played regularly, the second leading hitter on the team to Cole Kleckner. The left-hand hitting Blanford awaiting. Max to the plate, and the first pitch misses a bit up and away. Ball 1, 1-0. No score, top of the first inning. The Knights seeking their 5th straight win, beginning to get a little bit of the funny and familiar and not forgotten feeling that Don Gibson used to sing about. The 1-0 pitch to Blanford, a high fly to straightaway right, playable for Sam Stem, who moves in and under to make the catch. And a good inning for Max, pitching to contact. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. We'll give you the Knights lineup that Toby Twist will face when we return. Springfield nothing. The Knights coming up on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Teammates to be at the University of Oregon, ready to face one another. Left-hander Toby Twist out of Bakersfield Christian High School goes to work on Anson Arrows, the night switch hitting catcher and leadoff hitter. Anson takes low and away from Toby. The 1-0 pitch, a future battery at the University of Oregon, is down and away, ball 2. 2-0 to Anson Arrows, no score, bottom of the first. Anson in his 6th game now with the Knights at .286 with a homer and 6 runs batted in. The 2-0 pitch misses from Toby, ball 3, 3-0. Toby Twist, very talented left-handed pitcher, kicks and comes back with a 3-0 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. He's worked just 3 innings, a run, it was earned, 2 walks, but 6 strikeouts in his small sample size. The left-hander behind the count, 3-1 to Arrows, delivers. Anson a ground ball to third, right at Ben Newton. He double clutches and throws across to retire Anson. 1 away in the bottom of the first inning. Tyler Quinn will be the batter. For the Knights, Arrows in the top spot as the DH. Tyler batting second at third base. Sam Stem on deck, batting third, the right fielder. Ethan Hedges, the cleanup hitter at third base. Ethan Hott batting fifth in center field. The pitch from Toby Twist to Tyler Quinn, low and away, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch on the way, in there for a strike, and the count 1-1 to Tyler Quinn. Levi Jones in the 6th hole in left field for the Knights. Jacob Craig batting 7th at first base. Tyler Howard hitting 8th and catching. Phoenix Call batting 9th at shortstop. Tyler pulls one foul past head coach Brooke Knight. Ed Nags in his usual post, coaching at first on a warm, beautiful summer evening, heading down the stretch of June, and it's a great way to be going out. Breaking ball taken, strike 3 called. The pitch was not a strike. It was down and in, near the ankles of the hitter Quinn. And Brooke Knight is walking down the line out of the box, knowing that he can't argue balls and strikes, but that's exactly what he's doing. And he may not be arguing, but he may be suggesting a better path in the future for our home plate umpire. That pitch was not a strike, and it was a good take by Quinn, and Twist is fortunate. The first pitch to Sam Stem, inside, ball 1. Quinn gave the classic double take to the home plate umpire, and Brooke Knight just slowly paced a la Edgar Kennedy out of the box. The 1-0 pitch, low and in, ball 2. Edgar, as you all know, the master of the slow burn in the 1930s. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, no score, bottom of the first, winds blowing out towards left center. The pitch to Sam misses, ball 3, 3-0. Twist was able to recover from 3-0 to get Anson Arrows to ground out. Now he's 3-0 to Stem with Ethan Hedges next. The 3-0 pitch is ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk, sending Sam Stem to first, bringing Ethan Hedges to the plate. The battery for the Springfield Drifters, Toby Twist and Brandon Reed. With Joe Longo at first, Cooper Mullins at second, Ryan Cooney at short, Ben Newton at third, Bobby Blanford in left, Cole Kleckner in center, Jaden Shepard in right. The left-hander Twist kicks and delivers and misses low, ball 1 to Ethan Hedges. Stem, the runner at first base, is 4 for 6 in steals. Ethan Hedges at .328 with 10 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch, Twist missed down and away again, ball 2, 2-0. Tomorrow night, we encourage you to get out to the ballpark. The first 250 fans will get 2023 Corvallis Knights t-shirts. The 2-0 pitch on the way to Hedges. He pounds it foul off his front foot, and the count 2-1. T-shirt night tomorrow night, presented by Corvallis Custom and Serve Pro, against the Cowlitz Black Bears, beginning a 3-game series here. Saturday, cowbell giveaway night, presented by Peterson Trucks and 99.9 KRKT. We do need more cowbell. You'll get more cowbell Saturday night right here. The 2-1 pitch to Hedges, fastball high from Toby Twist, ball 3, 3-1. Ethan Hott, the on-deck hitter. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the homestand wraps up with a fireworks extravaganza Sunday night, a 7:15 ball game. Fireworks presented by Oregon State Credit Union. 7 o'clock pregame, 7:15 first pitch. A throw to first. Twist has Sam Stem picked, but Sam beats the throw to the shortstop, Ryan Cooney. A good jump in anticipation of the pitch going to the plate. Twist made a good move to first, but didn't fire a fastball over there. And Joe Longo's throw to Ryan Cooney not in time. So Sam picks up the stolen base. He's in scoring position for Hedges with a count of 3-1. Twist to the plate, a one-hopper by the diving Cooney into center field for a base hit. Sam Stem will score. The ball juggled in center by Kleckner, and into second base goes Hedges. The Knights lead it 1-0. An error charge to Kleckner, juggling the ball in straightaway center. Poor defense was a bit of the undoing last night for Springfield in its loss to the Knights, a night where the pitching staff of the Drifters acquitted itself well. Just 2 hits allowed. They did walk a few guys, but only 2 hits for the Knights, and yet Corvallis came out with a 4-1 win. And now a stolen base on a pickoff play. That probably shouldn't happen. Then a base hit to score Stem, who had stolen second. And now Hedges in scoring position on the bobble in center by Kleckner. The first pitch to Ethan Hott, missing high and inside to the Knights center fielder. 1-0 Knights in the first. The 1-0 pitch from Twist, a strike, and the count 1-1. Toby comes set. The freshman to be at the University of Oregon comes back to the plate. Breaking ball just inside, ball 2, 2-1. Toby 6 foot, 200-pounder. And again, out of great country music country. The streets of Bakersfield, wandered by Buck Owens. Merle Haggard did some great work there too. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hedges jumping away from the bag at second. Brooke Knight makes a play in the coaching box at third. Brooke was telling me before the game we were talking about Oregon State football against UCLA in '93 across the way at Parker Stadium then. And a 32-yard field goal. Brooke said, "I made it," and the official said that he missed, and UCLA got out with a 20-17 win. The pitch to Ethan Hott hits Ethan up around the left shoulder, and Ethan trots down to first, bringing Levi Jones to the plate. That is a piece of Oregon State UCLA history which I have not been, I'm not conversant with it. With Chip Kelly bringing UCLA up here this fall, that is a story I'm going to have to look into, because Jerry Pettibone brought films in on Monday and showed the entire team that Brooks' kick was good, and it was ruled no good. Levi Jones, first ball swinging, a drive to right center field. Kleckner dives, and Cole more than makes up for the miscue earlier. He dives and makes a great catch to retire the side and keep 2 more runs off the board. Excellent play by Kleckner. The Knights do get a run on a hit, 1 error, 2 left. After 1 in this series finale, the Knights 1 and the Drifters nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Inning, 1-0 Knights. Max DeBeck goes to work on Ryan Cooney, and the home plate umpire goes into his Jimmy Durante and implores, stop the music. The 1-0 pitch is a fly ball towards Levi Jones, fighting the sun a little bit. Levi gets a good read to make the catch. Max DeBeck is using his defense here early. All 4 outs, in fact, have been flyouts. Levi Jones now with 3 putouts. The other going to right fielder Sam Stem. With 1 out, Ben Newton, the hitter. Max big leg kick delivers. The first pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Thank you, Amy. I can function a little bit more efficiently tonight with Amy Weiss back in the ballpark. The strike 1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Excellent pitch from Big Max, who's ahead of the count 0-2 to Ben. Jaden Shepard on deck, 1-0 Knights in the second. Newton, left-handed hitter. DeBeck sets a good tempo, delivers the fastball up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-hand hitting Ben Newton. Starting the day at 256 with 6 runs batted in. The 1-2 breaking ball, a ground ball foul back of first. Jacob Craig fielding in foul territory. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm going to ask the DeBeck family over here, are you guys Mariner fans? Did Max grow up a big Mariner fan? Yeah, thank you. Because Felix's name got mentioned a few times yesterday. The 1-2 pitch, low and in, ball 2, 2-2. He would certainly remember the perfect game, I would imagine, that Felix threw 11 years ago, the last one before last night. Max delivers outside, ball 3. Now 24 perfect games in Major League history. After Domingo Germán's masterpiece last night, Felix threw the last one in 2012. Max's 3-2 pitch, chased and missed for strike 3. Max climbing the ladder with that fastball, and Newton, it's always a tantalizing pitch for a hitter, went after it and struck out. We may have a pinch. Do we have a pinch hitter now already? We do. We're going to hear from Knight Uretsky a little bit later. And who is it? Okay, batting for Jaden Shepard. Jaden doesn't come to the plate here in the top of the second with the Knights leading 1-0. Tommy Molesky, the batter. It is Molesky, isn't it? Or how do you pronounce that? Maluski, thank you. I'm certainly glad that Knight is here for a lot of reasons. Maluski takes ball 1, 1-0. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the second inning. Looking for his first hit as a Springfield drifter. Tommy 0 for 6. He takes the 1-0 pitch for a strike, and the count 1-1. So I'm not sure what the situation is with Jaden Shepard, but he is lifted for a pinch hitter here in the second. The 1-1 pitch high from Max, ball 2, 2-1. Back to the plate, and the 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Good location to even the count at 2-2. Maluski also heading to the University of Oregon, 6'1", 180. A switch hitter takes high, ball 3, 3-2. 2 outs, nobody on, 1-0 Knights. The 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled back. Max DeBeck, a flame-throwing pitcher coming out of high school in the mid to upper 90s, trying to work his way back to that kind of velo, delivers the 3-2 pitch here at 91 miles per hour, swung on and missed for strike 3. Max is off to a good start, strikes out 2 in the inning, and the Drifters go in order. After 1.5, the Knights 1 and Springfield nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Toby Twist to Jacob Craig as we go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Knights seeking a sweep of this West Coast League South Division Series. Jacob takes low and inside, 1-0 from Toby. Twist back to the plate, and Craig pokes it into shallow right field. Going out and leaping to backhand it is Cooper Mullins. Nice play by Cooper. Got a good jump and a good read and hauled it in. Mullins needed all of his 5'8". He's on his way to Michigan. Marist and Marist High School. I've got it in my notes in another chart, but Knight is here, so I just thought I'd ask him quickly. Marist High School and Tyler Graham, kind of a connection to the Michigan program, and encourage, I think, Cooper to play some baseball again in the West Coast League. Good play by Cooper, Ron's son. Ron, the director of athletics at the University of Oregon. Tyler Howard swings at a 1-0 pitch and hits it foul to the right behind the Drifters dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyler. 1-0 Knights, bottom of the second. Toby back to the plate. Breaking ball down and in. Ball 2, 2-1. Tyler Howard saw a perfect game in this ballpark. The 2-1 pitch is high to Tyler, ball 3, a story we had him share the other day. When he was a bat boy for Washington State in 2015, Drew Rasmussen threw a perfect game against the Cougars. So rare, the 3-1 pitch, high and away, ball 4. Twist having a little difficulty tonight with command. He walked a batter, hit a batter last inning. Now he walks Howard. And Phoenix call the batter. I'll just say it again because when you talk about the long history of Major League Baseball, there have only been 24 in the history of Major League Baseball perfect game. Phoenix call, shows bunt, takes high, ball 1, 1-0. In the history of our baseball conference, the PCC, the Pac-10, the Pac-12, Pac-8, AAWU, etc., there's only been 1 perfect game in conference play. The 1-0 pitch is high. 1 9-inning perfect game in the history of Pac-12 baseball. 1. And it was turned in by Drew Rasmussen here 8 years ago against Washington State. And Tyler Howard, who gets his lead at first, was in the Cougar dugout that day. The pitch to Phoenix, high, ball 2, 2-0. Twist comes back and delivers a strike. 2-1 the count to Phoenix call. 1-0 Knights. Bottom of the second inning. Breezy, beautiful, warm. Casey and company tell me it's like a sauna within the McGrath family press box. I believe you. The 2-1 pitch, I think, hit Phoenix call. If not, it goes behind him, which evidently it did to the backstop. It almost hit Phoenix in the back as he jumped out of the way. A wild pitch. Down to second base goes Tyler Howard. The count to Phoenix, 3 balls and a strike with leadoff hitter Anson Arrows on deck. The Knights trying to add to their early lead. Toby ready, the lefty to the plate, high and away for ball 4. And whether Alan Embry is going to venture out for a visit, I think he will, and he will. Asking for time, Toby Twist having a little difficulty with control, and a couple of fellows will be dispatched out of the Springfield dugout to the bullpen beyond the left field fence, with Toby having some control issues. A walk cost him a run last inning, and here in the second, back-to-back walks with 1 out. And he's got to deal with his teammate-to-be, Anson Arrows, here in the bottom of the second with the Knights leading 1-0. Alan Embry, longtime Major League pitcher. What a resource for Tommy Richards to have on the staff, and a guy that's done a great deal in giving back to young people in the West Coast League with the Bend Elks, with Cowlitz, and now with the Springfield Drifters. And when you talk about historic decisions in the history of the game, 24 perfect games. But Alan Embry is the pitcher of record for perhaps the most memorable win in Red Sox history. Game 7 against the Yankees in 04. Winning pitcher, Embry. Anson Arrows, the batter. Toby Twist, first pitch, misses way outside, ball one, 1-0. The miracle of the Sox coming back from 3 games to none down to beat the hated Yankees and go to the World Series, which was indeed an afterthought. 1 ball and no strikes to Arrows, 2 on, 1 out. Pitch is high, ball 2, 2-0 to Anson, who grounded to third in the first. 1-0 Knights, bottom of the second inning. Toby trying to find the plate. The young man with excellent stuff has not been able to command it yet. Back-to-back walks, and now his 2-0 pitch to Arrows. Anson, a good rip. Fouls it straight back, and the count 2-1. First Alternative Co-op is your community-owned grocery store, providing fresh, local, and organic groceries since 1970. The Co-op makes it easy for you and your family to buy local and eat healthy. Be sure to stop by their deli. Enjoy fresh brewed coffee, house-made pastries, a delicious salad bar, and much more. Everyone is welcome at the First Alternative Co-op. At it now for over 50 years. The 2-1 pitch to Arrows misses for ball 3, 3-1. Tyler Howard at second. Phoenix Call at first, 1 out. 1-0 Knights in the bottom of the second. The 3-1 pitch, strike 2, a bluff by Brandon Reed. Phoenix Call back to the bag. Three balls and 2 strikes to Arrows. Tyler Quinn on deck. Howard and Phoenix Call get their leads. Toby Twist to the plate. Outside for ball 4. That loads him up for Tyler Quinn. Four walks and a hit batter in an inning and a third for Toby Twist. And there is activity going on in the Drifters bullpen. Very difficult for us to gaze through and see exactly who it is that was sent down there. Tyler Quinn takes way outside. Ball 1, 1-0. Tyler struck out looking last inning. It's 1-0 Knights. In the bottom of the second, a left-hander is playing a game of catch back of the struggling Toby Twist, who has walked the bases loaded. The 1-0 pitch, a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Tyler Howard scores. Phoenix Call will stop at third. An RBI single for Tyler Quinn, and the Knights lead it 2-0. That'll bring to the plate Sam Stem with the bases loaded. Left-hander Tanner Douglas is the young man getting ready in the bullpen back of Toby. The Knights have scored another one, but looking to really separate early on Toby Twist. Trying to stay in the game. To do so, he's got to find home plate. Toby misses high, ball 1 to Stem. Sam drew a walk last inning, stole second, and came home on a base hit by Ethan Hedges. Sam swings and fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm going to ask Knight to look at the base umpire just before every pitch. He moves his hand behind or raises his hand or does something with his hand as the pitch is about to be made. And I'm just wondering if you know what that means. Out of the stretch works the left-hander Twist. The 1-1 pitch to Stem, hit foul to the left and out of play, and the count 1-2. It could be resetting the clock or something. I've been trying to, the mechanics of the base umpire, both here on Tuesday night and now back here tonight. Just as the batter's about ready to, it must be a reset of some sort of clock. That's all I can think of. Bases loaded. The 1-2 pitch, high and inside, ball 2, 2-2. The Knights have scored a run and have a chance for a big inning. The Drifters playing their infield at double play depth. Phoenix Call at third, Anson Arrows at second, Tyler Quinn at first, 1 out. The bases loaded for Sam Stem. The 2-2 pitch, that's lifted foul, Waldo away. into the Waldo Way alleyway. No action yet in Urchin Alley. The Urchins, I think, are waiting. We'll see. Nothing for them to chase after yet. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stem. Bases loaded, 1 out. Toby Twist to the plate. High and away, ball 3, 3-2. Sam out of the box for a moment. Mentioned in the first release of Spotlight by Commissioner Rob Nyer today. The 3-2 pitch on the way to Sam. Taken high and inside. Ball 4 to force in a run. Phoenix Call trots down the line from third. A bases loaded walk to Stem, who picks up the RBI. 3-0 Corvallis. Ethan Hedges, the batter. Sam picking up his team leading by 4. 17th run batted in. Tommy Richards is heading out to the mound, and it's a tough outing for left-hander Toby Twist. He's going to come out, just not able to locate here. A walk and a hit batter last inning. 4 walks and a base hit allowed here in the second. So a tough night for Toby, who has better nights ahead to be sure this summer with the Springfield Drifters. Left-hander Tanner Douglas out of the bullpen. The Knights lead it 3-0 and trying to bust it here early. We'll see. We'll see how the left-hander Douglas fares with Ethan Hedges after this 90-second pitching change break. The Knights 3, the Drifters nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Left-hander Tanner Douglas takes over a very difficult situation here in the bottom of the second. The Drifters already trail it 3-0, and the Knights have the bases loaded and 1 out for Ethan Hedges. Douglas making his second appearance as a Drifter. Hedges a drive to right, twisting and turning and going back, making the nice catch is the right fielder, but it is a sacrifice fly. Ethan Hedges with the sac fly, his second run batted in. Coming down the line to score is Anson Arrows, and the Knights lead it 4-0. Tommy Maluski did a nice job to read that ball, because as he was retreating, I thought the ball had a chance to carry over his head. That would have cleared the bases. So he did an excellent job to go get it. And a nice job, too, by the southpaw Douglas to get an out on the first pitch that he throws. A sacrifice fly for Hedges. 4-0 Knights. Ethan Hott steps in and takes a strike from Tanner. No balls in 1 strike. Tanner Douglas comes set and comes back to the plate, swung on and fouled at the plate. And the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Douglas, a left-hander out of South Medford, Tacoma Community College pitcher, comes to the plate and misses down and in. His second appearance with the Drifter. 7-1 with Tacoma. Left-hander with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and the bases loaded. The Knights leading 4-0. Now 2 on and 2 out, with Douglas coming set. Comes back to the plate and misses down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Tyler Quinn at second, Sam Stem at first. 4-0 Knights. 4 runs and 2 hits, which is exactly what the Knights achieved last night in winning 4-1. 4 runs and 2 hits. They're taking advantage of the generosity again tonight of the Drifters. A check swing on appeal, no swing. That's a bit of a break, I think, for Ethan Hott, who did appear as though on the off-speed pitch from Douglas to have gone around. The count to Ethan, 3 balls and 2 strikes, so the runners will have the chance to take off on the pitch. Tyler Quinn from second, Sam Stem from first. They go. The 3-2 pitch is pulled foul. Outside of third, the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. In the bottom of the second, a lot of pitches thrown by Toby, and thus the ball game moving along at a pretty slow pace, with the left-hander Tanner Douglas trying to change things. The runners go again. The 3-2 pitch, a fly ball to right center field. Maluski moving over, and the ball lands between Kleckner and Maluski. 2-run score. The Knights lead it 6-0. Maluski was moving to his right, and he and Cole Kleckner did not communicate properly, and the ball lands between. Shades of last night on a pop-up on the infield on which an out should have been recorded. And here, the 2 drifters, Kleckner and Maluski, drifting towards one another, and when the push came to shove at the last moment, neither took charge, and the ball landed between. It'll go as a gift double for Ethan Hott. Levi Jones, the 9th man to come to the plate in the inning, steps in and hits a ground ball wide at first, backhanded by Longo. And Longo takes care of it himself to retire the side. However, the Knights score 5 in the inning, the last 2 a true gift. They leave a man, and at the end of 2, the Knights 6 and Springfield nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. When you visit Corvallis to catch Knights baseball, we encourage you to stay at your locally owned Best Western Corvallis, the official hotel partner of your Corvallis Knights. We go to the top of the third. The Knights leading now 6-0. You'll find that Best Western is close to Goss, that they have the largest hotel rooms in the city, and a beautiful outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. The strike one pitch from Max DeBeck misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-0 Knights in the third. Max back to the plate. Fastball in there, strike 2. 1-2 the count to Brandon Reed. Brandon, left-handed hitter, takes the fastball up, and that evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes, with the Knights leading 6-0 in the third. Max turns and comes back to the plate high to run the count full to 3-2. Reed, a switch hitter, and attends Bushnell University in Eugene. He hooks one to deep right, but playable. Sam Stem is right there to make the catch. That wind blowing across from right to left is wont to knock balls down going in that direction. And I think that's part of the reason Maluski was able to make the nice catch on the drive by Hedges. It hung up a little bit. Ethan really made good contact on his sacrifice fly. 1 away in the third. Cooper Mullins, the batter. Max to the plate and misses outside to Cooper, ball 1. 6-0 Knights in the third. Cooper Mullins takes the 1-0 pitch outside for ball 2. Our roster says that he bats right and throws left. I think it's we need to flip that around because he's a middle infielder. Bats left and throws right. Now here's the 2-0 pitch. Cooper takes high, ball 3, 3-0. Out of the 9th hole, Cooper just trying to get on base. The red-hot Cole Kleckner on deck. The 3-0 pitch is a strike, and the count 3-1. Max has done a nice job pitching to contact. He has 5 fly ball outs and 2 strikeouts. The 3-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back, and he's run the count full to Cooper Mullins. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out, nobody on. Max back to the plate. The 3-2 pitch runs outside for ball 4. Top of the third inning. Knight Uretsky, the voice of the Springfield Drifters, will join me as we go here in the third. So, guys, I think we've got Casey and Thomas and Andrew back in our press box running the live stream. Make sure that Knight's mic is hot. We'll bring in the voice of the Drifters. I had the honor of working with him last night down in Springfield. The first pitch missing to Cole Kleckner, ball 1 after the walk to Cooper Mullins, who's shown a good eye. Drawing the 1-out free pass now held on by Jacob Craig. 6-0 Knights in the third. Max's 1-0 pitch is up. Ball 2, 2-0. Knight, good to see you. How are you tonight?
So much for having me again, and
Thank you.
It's great to be back and working with you, at least here in Corvallis.
Beautiful night for baseball, as we had last night in your ballpark. The 2-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 2-1. Last night's game was tighter, Knight, but similar in nature just in terms of how the Knights are getting on the board, taking advantage of mistakes, both free passes from the mound, defensive breakdowns. The pitch on the way, bunted foul back of the plate, and the count 2-2. I like your club, and you got off to a good start this year, but it seems like some issues have manifested themselves lately.
Absolutely, and the big thing is the errors. The errors are piling up. I've already seen one in this game, maybe a second one that could have been called an error, and if you look at it, they had 15 errors over the last 8 games, and they've gone 2-6.
2-2, breaking ball just missed, and I think the home plate umpire, Jacob Hudson, might have been fooled a little bit by the quality of the pitch. Good break to it. And the count goes full to 3-2. Umpires can get surprised as hitters can on occasion. Max ready, the 3-2 pitch with a runner going, swung on and missed. The throw to second, strike him out, throw him out, double play, and the inning is over. Cole Kleckner strikes out, and a good throw from Tyler Howard to Phoenix Call for the double play to retire the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's the Knights 6 and the Drifters nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the third inning, the Knights leading Springfield 6-0. Left-hander Tanner Douglas works on Jacob Craig. The first pitch to Big Jacob misses for ball one. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. The Knights scoring 5 runs in the second, batting around to open up a 6-0 lead. The pitch to Jacob off speed and tap foul. In the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jacob robbed of a base hit on an excellent catch by Cooper Mullins out in shallow right field last inning. Tanner Douglas on in relief of Toby Twist, the left-hander to the plate. Craig takes the breaking ball just outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Jacob Craig, Tyler Howard, and Phoenix Call in the bottom of the third. A gorgeous night for baseball in the Mid-Valley. The homestand continues with 3 with Cowlitz over the weekend. Douglas delivers and misses high and away to run the count full to 3-2. Tyler Howard on deck. Out of the bright sunshine works Tanner Douglas into the shadows to Craig, who takes down and in for ball 4. That's a phrase, Knight, I'm sure you are tiring, and Drifters fans, coaches, players, tiring of hearing ball 4. You've had too many of them lately.
It really has been a lot of walks for the Drifters. Coming in, there was 39 walks over the past 8 games, and that's over 50% of the walks on the season. And again, it's just been the walks and errors that have really built up and resulted in this losing skid for the Drifters.
The Knights, meanwhile, have been going the other way. They've won 4 straight, trying to sweep this series and stay on the heels of Ridgefield in the south. The pitch to Tyler Howard, who walked and scored last inning, misses down and in, ball 1. Tanner Douglas from the stretch comes back to the plate, swung on and fouled back. 1-1 the count. Certainly in Alan Embry, you've got one of the best baseball minds in the West Coast League and in the entire West region, I dare say. And he will do all he can, I'm sure, in working with his guys to help them get some of their issues sorted out. But what a blessing it is to have a man of Allen's knowledge, wisdom, stature on this staff. The 1-1 pitch misses low, ball 2.
He really is, and the big thing for him is he's a very aggressive pitching coach. He's very aggressive as a pitcher when he played, and that's what you see a lot of the times with these Drifters pitchers. A lot of them are fastball throwers, and he loves to attack with that fastball first pitch. The guys just haven't been connected in the zone.
2-1 pass ball, high and away, ball 3, 3-1. And the last thing now, and this is a situation where Tyler Howard knows he probably, and he can sit on a pitch in a certain spot, knowing that Douglas doesn't want to walk another batter. The 3-1 pitch, nevertheless, is high and away. He may not have wanted to, but he does issue ball 4, and that's back-to-back walks to open the inning. 7 walks in the ball game already yielded with a hit batter mixed in, and now the players take it upon themselves. A little bit of a meeting at the mound. Ben Newton comes over. Catcher Brandon Reed out. And I'm not sure, we've all been around the game a while. The visit, what do you think? I mean, the guys, Tanner, it's a small sample size of appearances, so I don't know what he's working on, but what do you think that visit's all about?
I think just trying to find a little bit of familiarity between Brandon Reed, the catcher, and Douglas, the pitcher. A lot of the times, a lot of these pitchers don't really get to throw with a catcher like Reed, and so maybe it's just trying to get on the same page and try to communicate things. I'm not sure about Newton, though, at third.
Well, he came over to join, didn't want to be left out. Phoenix call, shows bunt, and takes just outside, ball 1.
I think the big thing here is with runners at first and second, nobody out, maybe they're anticipating a bunt, and then you have Newton come in trying to talk about that, and so that could be part of it.
6-0 Knights. A little surprised if the bunt stays on, but we'll see. Phoenix call with a count of 1-0 is not bunting, and the pitch gets through Brandon Reed, and the runners will move up 90 feet. The count, 2 balls and no strikes to Phoenix call, with the Knights already leading 6-0. And another visit out to the mound now. This time Brandon Reed goes out, trying to work with Tanner Douglas. And if this is the first time, you believe it's the first time they've worked together as a battery night?
Yeah, I do. Reed last season was our bullpen catcher, and now he's come in and kind of been that third to second catching role this season with the Drifters.
2 balls and no strikes the count. Brandon settles back in with Phoenix call in command of the count. The Knights in command of the game here early. The 2-0 pitch way outside. Ball 3, 3-0. Leadoff hitter Anson Arrows on deck. 6-0 Corvallis. Bottom of the third. Clear, warm, beautiful evening and breezy, blowing out towards left center as almost usual. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 3-1 to Phoenix call. I mentioned that first West Coast League spotlight released by Commissioner Rob Nyer. Both teams playing here tonight represented in that list of top 20 prospects in the league. The 3-1 pitch swung on and missed by Phoenix in the count 3-2. Commissioner Nyer releasing that featured Sam Stem, Bridger Holmes, as well as Merritt Jones and Ryan Cooney. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. That's a big strikeout for the left-hander Tanner Douglas to come back from 3-0 to get an out. That brings Anson Arrows to the plate, and for the moment kind of settle things down a little bit. It looked like ball 4 was coming again. Instead, he comes back to get a strikeout, does Tanner Douglas. Anson Arrows has grounded to third and walked. His previous plate appearances against his teammate-to-be and Toby Twist. The first pitch to Anson is a called strike, 0-1 the count. Brooke Knight imparting some base running instructions to Tyler Howard from third. Jacob Craig from second. The pitch to Arrows hit foul. This one makes it up to the Omaha room stands. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The Knights with a run in the first, 5 in the second, and had second and third and nobody out here in the third. Tanner Douglas is a strike away from getting close to working his way out. Delivers down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. On deck for the Knights is Tyler Quinn. The infield back, the Knights leading 6-0. Tyler Howard from third, Jacob Craig from second. The 1-2 pitch misses. Low and inside, ball 2, 2-2. Arrows, the switch hitting catcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 1 out. Takes low and in. The ball dropped by Brandon Reed. And the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think a big thing with all these walks that Springfield's been responsible with is just the amount of full counts they've faced, the amount of deep counts they've faced on the mound, and it's been a struggle for the Drifters.
Another pitcher warming up, a right-hander, back of the southpaw Tanner Douglas with first base open. The 3-2 pitch, Arrows hits it foul off the facade of the McGrath family press box, a little to our left and down into the stands, where on the bounce a nice play made. Well done. Good crowd tonight on this hero night at the ballpark, presented by the Soo Long Realty Group, Keller Williams. 6-0 Knights in the third. The 3-2 pitch again to Arrows. Anson sprays this one foul through an open door of the Omaha room. That's not easy to do. I think the ball went through an open door and bounded back into the stands, where another fan hoists proudly another souvenir. Where we're sitting here tonight, you got to be ready, as the last foul ball before. I've gotten a few over the summers right up here, so be ready.
I'm surprised you didn't bring your glove.
It's not a bad idea. The 3-2 pitch to Arrows is high to load him up. Tyler Quinn will be the batter. I went over this with you, but this is the right-hander. Avery, say his last name for me, please. Throwing in your bullpen.
Goldensoft.
Soft.
Yeah.
Okay, as it looks. Okay. Avery Goldensoft is loosening back of Tanner Douglas. Another walk, and now the Knights, with the bases loaded and 1 out, looking to bust it wide open, up 6-0. Tyler has struck out and singled home a run. Tanner Douglas's fastball is very high and away. Ball 1, 1-0. It's difficult in a sense, Knight joining me here on the broadcast, and that is just to account for a 7-2 start and kind of where you've come to since. The 1-0 pitch hit foul, but quite a roster turnover from what I understand. Is that correct?
Absolutely, and really just the first week of the season, there was a total of just 10 players that were supposed to be on the team out of the 45 that were supposed to be there. And then you come in week number 2, and only 1 guy was in the starting lineup that was in the starting lineup on opening day. So that was the big change. A lot of the guys were just 10-day contracts for the first 2 series, and they came back 7-2 after those first couple of series, and it's been a completely different team since.
The 1-1 pitch on the inside corner to Tyler Quinn. Strike 2, 1-2. Knight Uretsky, the voice of the Drifters, joining me. I had the pleasure of working down the road last night at the Hamlin Sports Complex. The Knights won that one 4-1. They lead this one 6-0. Bases loaded, 1 out. The 1-2 pitch is pulled down the left field line into the corner, a fair ball. Tyler Howard scores, rounding third on his way to the plate. And scoring from second was the second runner through, Howard following Jacob Craig. The throw to the plate, and on the headfirst slide, Sam Stem gets in.
I don't know if you just saw that, but Anson Arrows just propelled himself off the ground. That was remarkable.
Very athletic on Anson Arrows' part.
As most catchers are. I mean, you kind of expect that bend and flexibility from a backstop catcher, but didn't get in on the slide, but was able to, get himself up like that.
Boy, Arrows is thrown out trying to score from first base on the double into the left field corner on the part of Tyler Quinn. The pitch to Stem, a ground ball into center field for a base hit. Tyler Quinn will score without a play, and the Knights lead it 9-0 after the 2-run double by Tyler Quinn. Sam Stem follows with another run batted in, his second of the night. It's a 9-0 lead, and it's the bases on balls that have been the undoing here in the inning. The Knights with 9 runs and 5 hits. Arrows was thrown out trying to score from first base on the two-bagger. But the Knights come right back and pick up the RBI, the 9th run of the inning anyway, on the RBI single for Sam Stem. And Ansoneros not able to score, but the Knights pouring it on anyway. And now Tommy Richards out to make a pitching change here in the bottom of the third. The right-hander whom we talked about, Avery Goldensoft, will come in and try to quiet the Knights down. The Knights have blown this one open big here early. 1 run in the first, 5 in the second, 3 here in the third. Goldensoft comes in to replace Tanner Douglas. The Knights 9 and Springfield nothing in the bottom of the third on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Avery Goldensoft will try to get the final out of the bottom of the third inning. The Knights have scored 3 more times, a 2-run double for Tyler Quinn. Ansoneros thrown out trying to score from first base, 7-6-2. But Stem, with his 2nd run batted into the ball game, is at first base with the right-hander Goldensoft coming set. First pitch fastball, a strike to Ethan Hedges. 0-1. Ethan has 2 runs batted in, an RBI single in the first, a sacrifice fly on a well-struck ball to right field last inning. Breaking ball from Goldensoft misses. Avery 6'3", 170. Whether he was born like Lefty Frizzell in Saginaw, Michigan, I don't know, but that's his hometown. Saginaw, Michigan. Good song, by the way. The 1-1 pitch, fastball just outside, ball 2. 2-1 to Ethan Hedges. Glad to know that Knight was telling me that the spirit of Buck Owens lives in Bakersfield, that streets of Bakersfield played after his high school's games. The 2-1 pitch missing. One of the great lines of a country music song, something about those of you who sit and judge me. Have any of you walked the streets of Bakersfield?
Have you walked the streets of Bakersfield?
I never have. Well, actually, it's not quite true. I have once. The 3-1 pitch, a strike. Going in standing is Sam Stem, and he's thrown out. Stem must have lost track of the count. He must have thought it was 3-2 or something. But Sam goes in standing up on a 3-1 pitch and is caught stealing with the Knights leading 9-0. Yes, I have walked the streets of Bakersfield, but probably not as often as Buck Owens did, but probably around 2003-04 in a Beaver basketball game against Cal State Bakersfield. So yes, the answer is yes. The Knights score 3, and we go to the 4th. The Knights 9 and the Drifters nothing. Knight will be along for some play-by-play when we continue on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights 9 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Springfield no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Max DeBeck going to work here in the top of the 4th inning. How many of you who sit and judge me have walked the streets of Bakersfield? Well, the guy to my right, Knight Uretsky, has, and here's Knight with the play-by-play. Go ahead, Knight.
Thank you, Mike. 1-2 the count to Drew Johnson, the left-handed hitter, as the pitch from Max DeBeck misses outside. And it is now 2-2 to Drew Johnson, up for the second time today. Johnson, his first time, he had a single back in the first inning. So far, the only hit today for the Springfield Drifters. Right-hander into Beck deals as the pitch sails away. High fastball outside. Now 3-2 the count to Drew Johnson, the DH from Tacoma Community College. Johnson got into the game yesterday, a pinch hit at bat, and now he goes down swinging. It's a strikeout for DeBeck. That is strikeout number 4 today for the right-hander for the Corvallis Knights. 1 away now here in the 4th. 9-0. Currently the Knights leading here in the top of the 4th. Brings up Joe Longo now, the first baseman today for the Springfield Drifters. Longo flew out to left field his first time up, and he drives the ball this time towards left field. Going back is Jones near the wall, and he catches it just shy of the track. 1 pitch and now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Bobby Blandford, the left-handed hitter and the left fielder today for Springfield, coming to the plate. It is an honor to be here working with Mike Parker on the Corvallis Knights live stream today. I've always dreamt about being on the Corvallis Knights live stream. Obviously, my name is Knight, so a cool connection there as the first pitch to Blandford breaks inside. And it's now 1-0 to the left fielder who flew out to right field his first time up. Blandford, a player from Elk Grove, California, plays his ball at Fresno State. Came in hitting .361 this season. He takes low, and it's now 2-0 to the left-handed hitter. Blandford got the start yesterday against Corvallis, went 1 for 3, his second 1 for 3 outing in this series. He takes, and it's now a strike, 2-1. In fact, went 1 for 3 in game number 1. Both games he had a double, so 2 doubles in the series. Looking for another one here. Rolls this one to the right of the line, and it's now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, 9-0, Corvallis leading. 1 run in the first inning for the Knights, 5 runs in the second, and 3 runs in the third. DeBeck winds. 2-2 to Blandford. That one bounces in, and the count's run full. Only 1 walk so far for Max DeBeck, the Texas A&M product. 3-2, Blandford grounds it into the Drifters' dugout. Foul ball, and we'll do the 3-2 one more time. June 29th, the cursed day for the Springfield Drifters. A year ago, they played at this ballpark, and it was a 14-2 loss against the Corvallis Knights. Right now, they're trailing at 9-0, and it's just the 4th inning. 3-2 to Blandford, fouls it off, stays alive, and we'll do it again. The big one in that 14-2 loss for the Drifters, they gave up a 10 spot in the 6th inning. Coach Richards said that was the worst inning of his coaching career. The 3-2, Blandford drives it towards right field. It's going to get down. Cutting it off before the wall is Sam Stem. Blandford's looking for 2. Cutoff man, throw to second, and Quinn with the connection gets Blandford out at second. He was looking for his 3rd double of the series. Instead, it's the connection. Sam Stem to Tyler Quinn to Phoenix Call as they get out Blandford. Just the 1 hit as Blandford tried to stretch it to 2. 3 up, 3 down. The Drifters go in the top of the 4th. We head now to the bottom of the 4th inning. 9-0 Corvallis leading here on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio 1240. Bottom of the fourth inning at 9-0 Corvallis leading here at Goss Stadium. Ethan Hedges, Ethan Holt, and Levi Jones due up for the Corvallis Knights. Batters 4, 5, and 6. Currently the count is 1-1 from the right-hander in Avery Goldensoff, who came in last inning for Tanner Douglas. 1 1/3 innings for Douglas, the lefty, 2 hits, 3 total runs. He walked a total of 4 batters and allowed 2 hits. Just 1 strikeout for Douglas as this one misses, and it's now 2-1 to Ethan Hedges, who lined out his last time up. It was a sac fly. Tough hit ball towards right field, but it was a nice play by Tommy Maluski as Hedges takes inside, now 3-1. Prior to that, he had an RBI single in the first inning, and it's 9-0 Corvallis now. Again, 1 run in the bottom of the first, 5 runs in the bottom of the second, and 3 runs in the bottom of the third. Pitch from Goldensoft, grounded towards the left side. Diving play at third by Newton. He gets up, fires across the diamond, and gets Hedges as he was sprinting down the line. First out recorded here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Again, defensively today for the Springfield Drifters, Bobby Blandford in left field, Cole Kleckner in center field, Tommy Maluski, who came in for Jaden Shepard in right field, Ben Newton, who you just heard at third, Ryan Cooney, the shortstop, Cooper Mullins, the second baseman, Joe Longo at first, and Brandon Reed, the catcher. Here's Ethan Hunt now, a hit by pitch and a double today as he fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. Hunt got the start today in left field. Product from Paradise Valley, Arizona. 5'10", 180 pounds. Fouls this one back, and it's quickly 0-2. Went to Stanford this past year. No stats at Stanford this past season, but another one of those Corvallis Knights making the trip up from Palo Alto. Last year it was Timo Becerra, and now it is Ethan Hunt in Corvallis. No balls, 2 strikes from Goldensoff. The pitch just away, and it's now 1-2, too hot. Avery Goldensoff comes in for the second time this season. Had 1 previous outing against Cowlitz. That was on the 24th, 5 days ago. Through 1 1/3 with 1 run on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. And gets his now second strikeout of the season as Ethan Hunt goes golfing. And that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Brings up Levi Jones with nobody on and 2 outs. 9-0 Corvallis leading. Springfield looking for their first inning where they haven't given up a run. It's been a struggle so far. Levi Jones, the left-handed hitter at the plate, facing off against the righty in Goldensoff as Jones rolls this to the right side. Longo gets down on 1 knee, runs and taps on first. And guess what? That is a 1-2-3 inning for the Springfield Drifters defensively. Quickly, we now head to the 5th inning. 9-0 Corvallis leading here on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Top of the 5th inning, and Max Zebek's day is over. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts for the right-hander heading off to Texas A&M. And now the Knights turn to another right-hander. It's Caleb Waltz from the University of San Francisco. He's set to face off against Ryan Cooney, Ben Newton, and Tommy Maluski, batters 5, 6, and 7 in the Drifters lineup. 9-0 Corvallis leading here in the top of the 5th inning. Cooney to the plate for the second time today. A line out to left field his first time up as he gets jammed inside, fouls it off. 0-1 to Cooney, the incoming freshman to the University of Oregon. Caleb Waltz comes in now for the 5th time this season with the Corvallis Knights. 1-0 with a 4.76 ERA and 5 2/3. Has 9 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 4 total hits. Cooney rolls this one right back to the pitcher in Waltz. He underhands it to first. Jacob Craig's there, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Brings up Ben Newton now, the third baseman, a switch hitter, batting on the right side of the plate as a lefty against the righty in Waltz, who last threw 13 days ago against Bend. It was a 6-7 loss for the Corvallis Knights. 2 hits, 1 earned run in 2 innings pitched for Waltz. First pitch to Ben Newton, misses a little bit low, and it's now 1-0. To Newton, who struck out swinging his first time up. Looking for a different result here. So far, just 2 hits for the Drifters, and the latter of 2 came last inning with 2 outs. Taken high and away by Newton, and now 2-0. Blandford drove the ball out towards right field, tried to stretch it to 2, got thrown out by Sam Stem and Tyler Quinn, and that negated the hit as Waltz misses high and away, now 3-0. And again, Springfield's been on a skid, losing 8 of their last 11 games. They're looking to avoid being swept now, as Newton takes a strike, 3-1. Obviously, a lot to come back from at 9 runs. It is possible, but it is going to be quite the task against this Corvallis Knights team. Newton's going to get aboard with a walk, and if the Drifters want any sort of comeback, it's going to have to start with base runners, which they haven't had a ton of. And Newton's aboard. Just the 3rd time now the Drifters will have a base runner on the bases. Brings up Tommy Maluski now. We came into the game for Jaden Shepard back in the 2nd inning. He came up to the plate instead of Shepard and then struck out swinging. He now lines this up the middle, and it drops in front of Ethan Hott, the center fielder. Newton moves over to second on the play, and all of a sudden Springfield has runners at first and second for the first time today. Can avoid the shutout at least in this 9-0 ball game. Brings up Brandon Reed, the catcher, who flew out to right field his first time up. That was 2 innings ago in the 3rd as he led things off. Now's a chance for an RBI here. Brandon Reed comes in, took some time away from the team, went down to Texas, Louisiana with his girlfriend, as now Watts looks towards second, now comes back. Reed was one of those guys that was initially going to be a 10-day guy for the Springfield Drifters. Nonetheless, after his trip down to Texas and Louisiana, decided to come back, and he's playing more ball in Springfield. Outside, 1-0 to Brandon Reed. Reed last season, as mentioned earlier on this broadcast, was the bullpen catcher last year for the Springfield Drifters. Didn't get a lot of at-bats, just a few, as he cuts through a pitch, 1-1. Last year at the end of the season, Springfield was so desperate for players that Reed actually got into the game as a pitcher. Had to throw an inning, did a good job on the mound. Had a solid second season at Bushnell, hit .272 this past season in his 2nd year in Coach Richards' program. Taken high and away, now 2-1. Last season, there was a total of 5 Bushnell Beacons on the Springfield Drifters roster. It's the first year as an organization for Springfield. Also first season for Bushnell, and a lot of Beacons found their way to Springfield. But this year, Brandon Reed, the only remaining Beacon on the roster. He takes a strike, 87 miles per hour on the outside part of the plate by Caleb Waltz. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on, and 9-0 Corvallis leading here in the top of the 5th. The pitch from Waltz. That one outside, and the counts run full now to Brandon Reed. On deck is Cooper Mullins, the second baseman, who walked his first time up. Reed looking to load the bases or maybe driving a run here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Waltz. That one high and away, and the bases are loaded for Springfield. Noon moves over to third, Maluski to second, and Reed, the one-out walk, loads the bases. Now, Springfield this season has found success with the bases loaded. With a runner in scoring position, they're only hitting .234 this season. Now, with the bases loaded, it's another story. The Drifters are hitting .381. They have a total of 24 RBIs. And now we're going to see a little bit of a mound meeting. Brooke Knight going to go talk things over with Waltz, the pitcher. But the Drifters have 24 RBIs and 21 at-bats with the bases loaded this season. .381 is the average for Springfield. And Cooper Mullins, who's making just his first start since June 11th, is going to be coming to the plate with the bases loaded. He's a guy that came in hitting .296 this season, 8 hits, a double, 7 RBIs for Mullins. He was the 35th best prospect in the state of Oregon in this year's graduating class. Small, compact hitter, just 5'8", 155 pounds, but he's a smart baseball player. Loves the sport. And he's happy to be here in Springfield. Definitely a guy that's been putting in the work. Coach Richards talked about how he's come early every single day. He's been getting his reps, and he's liked what he's seen out of his swing. Wanted him to work on the fielding a little bit more. Had a nice diving play at second base earlier in this game. And now a chance to make a difference offensively with the bases loaded, 1 out. Righty on lefty matchup. Waltz fires to the plate. That one outside to Mullins, 1-0. Cooper Mullins had 1 pinch hit at bat against Bend on the 22nd, had 1 hit and 1 run. As the 1-0 to him, he rolls it to the left side, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cooper Mullins, the 9-hole hitter today. Springfield just a total of 3 hits, but they're threatening for the first time. Hope to avoid being shut out here at Goss Stadium. 1-1 to Mullins. Ooh, that one bounced and got past the catcher, and Howard sprinting in to score. On the play is Newton, and the Drifters are on the board. It's 9-1 now here in the top of the 5th inning. Both the other runners in Maluski and Reed moved to third and second respectively. Now a chance for 2 RBIs with 2 runners in scoring position for the Drifters. Mullins avoided being hit, and now it's 2 balls, 1 strike to him. Pitch from Waltz. Taken inside, 86 miles per hour for Waltz there. 15 inches of break towards the ankles of Mullins, and it's now 3-1. First base is open. And Cole Kleckner coming up next for Springfield, the best hitter in the lineup for the Drifters. 3-1 to Mullins. Grounds it to the left side. Picking up at shortstop is Cawley. Bobbled it, but one hopped it to first. Nice dig by Jacob Craig, the first baseman. Coming in to score on the play is Maluski. Reed stays at second. 9-2 the score now here on the top of the 5th inning. And it brings up Cole Kleckner with Reed at second. Both Reed and Kleckner were members of the Springfield Drifters a year ago. Again, a year ago, it was a 14-2 loss for Springfield here at Goss Stadium. Waltz ready. First pitch to Kleckner comes in at the knees for a strike, 0-1. RBI ground out for Cooper Mullins, his 8th RBI this season. And Kleckner at the plate looking to change his day, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. 0-1 to Kleckner outside, 1-1. Yesterday, Cole Kleckner was held hitless for just the 2nd time this season. Had a 27-game hitting streak that he ended his season on back at Seattle University. Still has the on-base streak going. As the 1-1 to Kleckner, grounded right back to Waltz. He's going to run over to first, underhanded, and Craig is there. Overall, 2 runs come in on just 1 hit for Springfield. 1 runner left stranded, no errors. We now head to the bottom of the 5th inning, halfway through this ball game. 9-2 Corvallis leading here on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Halfway through this ball game, 9-2 the score. Bottom of the order, due up for the Corvallis Knights. Jacob Craig, Tyler Howard, Phoenix Call as Craig swings at the first pitch, sends it deep to left field, and it's off the top of the wall. Picking up in left field is Bobby Blanford. He hesitates before gunning it all the way to second. Mullins is there, but standing up at second, leadoff double is Jacob Craig, the first baseman today. Craig, the Oregon State product, playing at his home ballpark this summer, gets the hit, and that is his now third double this season. And brings up Tyler Howard, who's walked twice, scored twice, and the Knights have a chance to get a run back after surrendering 2 in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch from Golden Soft here in the bottom of the 5th to Howard, bounces in 1-0. So Golden Soft came in for Tanner Douglas, had a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 4th inning, had a strikeout during that stretch, but gives up his first hit here in his second outing of the season. 1-0 to Howard, a little bit low. Reed keeps it in front of him, keeping the runner at second and Craig. 2 balls, no strikes to Tyler Howard, product from the University of Portland. Just 2 starts at the University of Portland for Howard. Hit .333 there with 4 hits and 12 at-bats. He takes a strike from Golden Soft, 89 miles per hour right there for the right-hander. 2 balls, 1 strike. Infield playing at double play depth. Mullins covering at second, not double play depth, but he's covering at second. Cooney a little bit deep in the shortstop spot as it bounces in. Now 3-1. A little bit of defensive changes today compared to yesterday. No Dawson Santana in the lineup. He's normally a mainstay in the lineup for Springfield, a guy that's going to be an exciting product here at Oregon State at the stadium. Howard takes a strike, now 3-2. Had a nice sliding play here at this ballpark 2 days ago. Couldn't make the play back in the second inning. Nonetheless, though, showed some of his defensive prowess. It was a 3-2 to Howard. He fouls away off the netting on the right side, and we'll do the 3-2 again. Golden Soft looking for his second strikeout now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-2 the score. Corvallis leading. They were held scoreless for the first time in the bottom of the 4th. Golden Soft looks to second, now comes to the plate. 3-2, Howard fouls it away one more time. We'll do it again. Howard got the start in the walk-off victory for the Knights 2 days ago. Went 0 for 3 in that effort. It's a tough day for the Knights offensively, but they scored 2 runs in the 9th inning, and that's how Corvallis came back. Golden Soft goes with the off-speed. It goes outside, and that's a walk to Tyler Howard. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Brings up Phoenix Call. The shortstop today was in center field a day ago before a substitution caused him to move to shortstop, where he started the day before that. Gotten the start in each of the games so far in this series. Fouls off the first pitch. 1-1. Call's heading to UCLA, an incoming freshman there. His brother Chase plays at UC Irvine, was an All-Big West honorable mention player there. His other brother Hunter played at Santa Barbara City College. Both those players played in the California Collegiate League 2 years ago with Anson Arrows, the catcher for the Corvallis Knights. As Call cuts through, and it's now 0-2. Anson Arrows, he was actually teammates with Phoenix Call's brother Hunter with the Conejo Oaks. And now, 2 years later in the summer, gets another Call brother. So 66% of the Call brothers have played with Anson Arrows. This one a little bit high inside. 1-2 now to Phoenix Call. Call, though, the most impressive, or at least Phoenix is, the most impressive of the 3 brothers at least. Won a high school Rollins Gold Glove this past season. One of the top 300 prospects in the country, but he goes down looking here. Big first out for Avery Goldensoft. Gets his second strikeout.
And now the double play is in question here for Springfield defensively, as they're looking for another scoreless frame to give their offense a chance in this game. Drifters have 12 more outs to work with. And speaking of the devil, here's Anson Arrows, the catcher from the University of Oregon. Got the start in the leadoff spot today. He's a patient hitter and a powerful batter. And now he'll get his first shot on the right side of the plate as a left-handed hitter. As a switch hitter, though, Arrows is a little bit better on that left side. Fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. One out. Runners at first and second. Craig at second. Howard at first. 9-2 Corvallis leading here in the bottom of the fifth. Anson Arrows, who came in hitting .286 in 5 previous games. Looking for his first hit today. Has 2 walks and a ground out. 0-1. Arrows takes high. Now 1-1. Gets the break catching-wise today, the DH. Has a chance for an RBI here. Has 6 so far in the 5 previous games he's played. 1-1 from Goldensoff. Now in a fastball, high and away. Now 2-1 to Anson Arrows, who was thrown out at the plate back in the 3rd inning. It was an impressive defensive play from Bobby Blanford to Ryan Cooney to the plate, and Brandon Reed was able to get the tag on Anson Arrows. Arrows, though, showed off the athleticism afterwards as he takes a strike on the inside part of the plate, 2-2. Was able to propel himself off the ground, just put himself on his shoulders and then flung his whole body up, his feet over him. They landed square on the ground. Really added to the show here in this 9-0 ball game at that point. 9-2 the score here. 2-2 to Arrows. He goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Avery Goldensoff. And now 2 are gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5th time this season, Anson Arrows has gone down with the strikeout. And it brings up Tyler Quinn, who's heading off to the University of Utah next season after 4 years at Pacific University. Returner for this Corvallis Knights team. Single, a double, 3 RBIs for Quinn as he cuts through the first pitch. 0-1. Had a strikeout prior to the single and double. 2 runs for Quinn, so total of 3 RBIs, 2 runs, 5 runs responsible to Tyler Quinn. 0-1 from Goldensoff. Looking for the breaking ball. Couldn't connect with the zone. 1-1. Springfield looking for their second scoreless frame defensively. The Knights started this inning with a leadoff double to Jacob Craig that just missed the wall in left field. Went to the top on the orange portion where it says home of the national champions in left field. 1-1. Quinn fouls it away. Well out of the stadium. 1-2 now to Tyler Quinn. Goldensoff just a strike away from getting out of this inning and having back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. Wind continues to gust out towards left field. Flag blowing straight. Shade has completely covered the field. 1-2 to Quinn. He takes high, a little bit inside now. 2-2 to the second baseman today. Quinn's gotten the start at third base the previous 2 days. Moves over to the second base spot. Mason Lee, who returned to the team, not in the lineup today. The 2-2. Grounded towards the left side. Newton cuts it off. Goes to second. Mullins is there, and that is the side. Overall, just the 1 hit to Jacob Craig. He's left stranded at second. No runs, no errors. We head to the top of the 6th inning. 9-2 the score. Corvallis Knights leading here on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Caleb Walt's day is over with the Corvallis Knights. Just one inning pitch with one hit, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts for the right-hander. And now the Knights go to another right-hander in Jonathan Stone. He's set to face off against Drew Johnson, Joe Longo, and Bobby Blanford. Batters 2, 3, and 4 in the Drifters lineup here in this 9-2 ball game in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Drew Johnson, fouled away, third base side, 0-1. Jonathan Stone making his 5th appearance of the season, 4 1/3 inning pitch, 1 strikeout, 4 walks, and an 8.30 ERA. Second pitch to Johnson. He slices it behind the plate, out of play, 0-2. Johnson so far, a single back in the first, a strikeout in the 4th. One of the 3 players on this Drifters lineup that has gotten a hit today. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, that one high to Johnson. Now 1-2. Going to struggle at the plate for Springfield. Again, a year ago on this date, it was 14-2 the final. Corvallis with the victory as Johnson pops this towards the left side. In the outfield, coming in and left is Levi Jones. He makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Joe Longo 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to left field. In that 14-2 victory for the Knights a year ago, it was a 10-run 6th inning for Corvallis. And again, it was the worst inning of Coach Richards' coaching career, he told me before the game. Eli Kennel, who we saw last week in Springfield for the Cowlitz Black Bears. He was on the Corvallis Knights a year ago. He had a 4 RBI day as Longo pops this one up deep towards left field, but shy of the track, and cutting off in center field now is Ethan Hott. Makes the catch for out number 2. Hunter Dryden, we saw yesterday in the later innings for Springfield. He actually got the start in that game. He gave up 4 runs then. Gave up 3 runs yesterday in his relief outing. And here's Bobby Blanford now, who had one of the 3 hits, that one back in the 4th, as he takes the first pitch. A strike from Jonathan Stone, the product from George Fox, 0-1. So Bobby Blanford, he had a hit towards right field, trying to stretch it to 2, was thrown out with 2 outs, and that ended the 4th inning. So really, if you look at the 3 hits today for Springfield, one of them negated as it was with 2 outs, and Blanford didn't even get on base. Stone winds the pitch to Blanford, a little bit low, and now 2-1 to the left-handed hitter. Jonathan Stone, an impressive frame, 6'7", 225 pounds. Heading into his junior season at George Fox. Blanford takes a strike, and it's now 2-2 inside part of the plate. 91 miles per hour from Stone there. Had a 6.97 ERA this past season up at George Fox. Blanford takes a little low, now 3-2. Went 0-4 in 6 starts at George Fox. Now playing his summer ball here in Corvallis. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Blanford. Fouls it off and stays alive. Nobody on for Blanford. 9-2. Corvallis leading on the top of the 6th inning. Just 2 runs for the Drifters in the 5th inning. 1 on a pass ball and another one on an RBI ground out. Blanford now aboard with a walk as he takes a pitch outside, and it's a 2-out walk to extend the inning for Springfield. Brings up Ryan Cooney, the talented shortstop. Cooney's looking for his first hit today, 0 for 2 with a line out and a ground out. Looking for his first hit since June 23rd, 6 days ago. He takes a strike, 0-1. He had an impressive stretch of 2 games on the 22nd and 23rd, back-to-back against Bend and Cowlitz for the Drifters. Had a 4-hit game and then a 1 for 3 game. As he grounds this off the foot of Stone, the pitcher, it finds its way into right field. Blanford goes first to third. Picking up in right is Stem. And it's going to be a single for Ryan Cooney. Does get that hit. Runners on the corners now with 2 outs. A little bit of a 2-out rally for Springfield. He came in hitting .233 with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. And we'll see if Ben Newton can pull together a hit here and try to extend the inning and put the Drifters back on the board in the top of the 6th. Stone seems to be okay after really clicked off his cleat. Ball rolled a while before Sam Stem in right field could finally corral it. And here's Newton, who struck out back in the 2nd, walked in the 5th. Lefty on righty matchup with Newton on the right side. Pitch to Newton, bounces in, now 1-0. Jonathan Stone comes set at the waist, working out the stretch. 1-0 to Newton. Taken low and away, now 2-0. Ben Newton was originally supposed to go back-to-back with Jaden Shepard. We're going to have back-to-back Bulldogs today, but Newton, the only Fresno State product in the lineup, at least hitting today. Taken outside, now 3-0. Drifters also have Bryce Armstrong on their roster, who actually threw with Max DeBeck back at the University of Washington when DeBeck, the starter for Corvallis, was there. DeBeck now in College Station with the Aggies. 4-pitch walk to Ben Newton, and the bases are loaded now for Springfield for the second straight inning, and it brings up Tommy Maluski now, who had his first hit as a Springfield Drifter an inning ago. Tyler Howard, the catcher, going to go talk things over with the right-hander in Stone. A little bit of a two-out rally, a walk, a single, and another walk for Springfield. With the left-handed hitting, Tommy Maluski coming up, who is the #1 rated outfielder in the Evergreen State. The product from Yakima, Washington, heading off to the University of Oregon. 2 outs, bases loaded, 9-2, Corvallis leading. Stone set. First pitch to Maluski. He takes. It's a fastball that comes in 91 miles per hour on the inside part of the plate. 0-1. Springfield would love some offense here. Looking for maybe their 5th hit of the ball game. Maluski drives the ball towards right field. It's dying quickly. Stem under it in right. Tracks it down. Makes the catch. And the inning is over. Overall, just 1 hit for Springfield. 3 runners left stranded. No runs, no errors. We now head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 9-2 the score. Corvallis leading here on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 6th inning, we're going to have a pinch hitter to start. Sam Stem is out of the game, and into the game is J.C. Ing facing off against Avery Goldenstoff as the first pitch from Goldenstoff comes in a strike to J.C. Ing. Comes in for Sam Stem after he walked twice, singled, and Ing now into the game. He'll check in right field. Ing pops this one up towards center field. Kleckner under it, makes the catch in dead center, and that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. At this time, we're going to bring back Mike Parker. Mike, welcome back.
Good to be back. I haven't really gone anywhere. I've been enjoying listening to you and enjoying this beautiful night and crowd. What do you make of working outside here? I've been doing this with the Knights since the summer of '07, sitting out here outside. What do you think of the Vantage Point?
I absolutely love it. I mean, this is a fantastic ballpark. We talked about it yesterday at Hamlin, how wonderful that facility is. And obviously, Goss Stadium, a wonderful facility here in the WCL, and the Knights are definitely lucky to have this. 1-0 the count. Ethan Hedges now up for the 3rd time. A single, a line out, and a ground out. 1-0 to Hedges, a little bit low now, 2-0. Mike, I have to say, I really appreciate you doing this and working with me and giving me these innings. It's really been an honor, and it's been a heck of an experience getting to work with you and get to pick your brain and learn a little bit more.
2-0 to Hedges. This one lined one hopper to the Cooney, the shortstop. Throws across the diamond and gets Hedges. Quickly, 2 are gone.
Well, thank you, Knight. It's been fun to kind of share the last couple of nights, and we'll do it again the next time the two teams play. I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but I know we've got another 3-game series later. Well, 2 will be at your ballpark and 1 up here, and let's carry on that way again if it's okay with you.
Absolutely. Okay. It's definitely okay with me. Brings up Ethan Hunt, a double, a hit by pitch, and a strikeout, and also got hit there inside 1-0. Now, Mike, the first time that I actually broadcast here was a year ago to the day. It was that 14-2 game.
Right.
It was a tough one for the Drifters, as this one is inside 2-0. But it was actually 4 years to the day the first time I came to Goss Stadium, and that was for the victory parade for Oregon State.
Oh, you came to that, huh?
I came to that. I came right after the journalism camp.
Wow.
As this one is popped over to Cooney towards second. Tried to field it on one hop, and then it bounced, ate him up, and reaching first safely is Hunt.
So you came to that national championship celebration. Huh?
Yeah, so I was actually here. I had a friend who was actually working with the Corvallis Knights that summer, Jamie Penner. She was an intern from my small town of 2,000 people, and she was supposed to take me around Oregon State, show me the campus, but she had to work the event, so she was like, hey, you should come over. We're having a celebration here. And so I came to the ballpark, and actually 4 years later, I got to call my first game. I remember telling myself when I was here for the parade, one day I'm going to broadcast in that press box, and it actually came 4 years later,
job,
and now 5 years later I get to broadcast with you, who I actually listened for that final game against Arkansas, as Reed behind the plate catches the ball on the pop-up by Levi Jones. And Mike, again, it's really been an honor.
Thank you, Knight. Great working with you. Let's do it again soon, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay, and have a good rest of your summer. We'll be pulling for you. Save for when the Knights and Drifters are together. The Knights have really enjoyed, I mean, it's great to have the two teams in such close proximity, building a good rivalry. But it's fun to work with you, Knight, and I look forward to doing it again later in the summer. Thanks for coming by again to this ballpark.
I appreciate it.
We'll talk to you soon.
Just a one hit for Hunt. We now head to the 7th inning. Mike Parker taking over on the other half of this break on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Corvallis Knights, 9 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Springfield, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Right-hander Brady Jones ready to go in the top of the 7th inning. And the first pitch, fastball from Brady to Brandon Reed, is in there for a strike. Some defensive changes we'll apprise you of as we go. The strike one pitch, good fastball to Brandon, coming in at 93 per. No balls and 2 strikes the count, with the Knights leading 9-2 in the 7th. The 0-2 pitch is fouled back. Tai Yukamoto has taken over at second base for the Knights. Tyler Quinn has moved over to third. And I think we've got J.C. out and right. Thank you. We'll go through the whole alignment here in a moment. The strike 2 pitch from Brady Jones misses. And the count 1-2. 9-2 Knights, top of the 7th inning. Brady Jones following Max DeBeck, Caleb Woltz, and Jonathan Stone. The pitch to Reed hit foul off third and into the Jack Riley concourse. Nice play by a dad who hands the ball to a youngster. So a winning play all the way around, with Brady Jones making his appearance here in the top of the 7th inning, his 4th with the Knights. He started 2 games, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 5 walks and 8 strikeouts, an ERA of 3. He delivers a bit high and away, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 7th inning. The 2-2 pitch, a ground ball to second. Yukamoto fields and throws to Jacob Craig. 1 away. And Cooper Mullins will come to the plate. So, for the Knights defensively in the 7th, as they move closer to a 5th consecutive victory, beginning to find some rhythm, confidence, and play like the 6-time back-to-back champions that they are, beginning to find their way after 9-7 just a few games ago, coming in tonight at 13-7. The first pitch missing to Cooper Mullins, ball 1. A battery of Brady Jones and Tyler Howard. Jacob Craig at first, Ty Yukamoto at second, Phoenix Call at short, Tyler Quinn at third. In the outfield, Levi Jones in left, Ethan Hott in center, and J.C. Ing in right. Brady Jones, with a count of 2 balls and no strikes, delivers a strike to Cooper Mullins. And the count 2-1. Brady, a long way from home, playing his summer ball out of Covington, Georgia, and Georgia State. The 2-1 pitch, strike 2 on the outside corner. The count is even. Former Beaver linebacker Kevin Fromm, one of the city's finest, walking through the Jack Riley concourse, enjoying his evening with his family. The 2-2 pitch, fastball, swung out and missed. Strike 3. Nice 93-mile-per-hour fast one to get Cooper Mullins. 2 down in the top of the 7th. And Cole Kleckner will be the hitter. Remember, tomorrow night is T-shirt night. The first 250 fans will receive a Corvallis Knights T-shirt presented by Corvallis Custom and Serve Pro, with the Cowlitz Black Bears in town. The pitch to Kleckner, a little foul ball off third. Moving over to grab it is Tyler Quinn, and it's a solid 1-2-3 frame for Brady Jones just into the ball game. Saturday night, cowbell night. Sunday night, fireworks. So make your plans to join us this weekend here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. This outstanding Thursday night crowd rising to its feet for the 7th inning stretch. After 6.5, it remains the Knights 9 and Springfield 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 7th inning, 9-2, the Knights in front. Coming in to pitch for the Springfield Drifters is right-hander Billy Dotson. Billy 6'1", 190 from down the road. Wilcox country, Bobby Dorr country, Junction City. And a pitcher at Clackamas Community College making his 4th appearance, 7 1/3 innings, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, a record of 0-1 and an ERA of 3.68. Big Jacob Craig takes the first pitch for a strike from Billy Dotson. The 0-1 pitch drops in for strike 2. Craig nearly hit one out in his last at-bat, and a much different kind of plate appearance here. Swings and misses, and down he goes. He jumped on the first pitch that he saw in the 5th inning and hammered it off the top of the 14-foot fence in the alley in left center. Here he fans on 3 pitches against the pride of Junction City. Tyler Howard, the batter. Billy Dotson to the plate. Spins a breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-1 to Tyler. Tyler has been up 3 times. He's walked 3 times. He scored 2 times. The quick working Dotson delivers. Howard hits a ground ball to short. Ryan Cooney up with it and throws over to Joe Longo. Quickly, 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. And Phoenix Call comes to the plate. For the Springfield Drifters defensively, Dotson and Brandon Reed, the battery. Joe Longo at first, Cooper Mullins at second, Ryan Cooney at short, Ben Newton at third, Bobby Blanford in left, Cole Kleckner in center, and Tommy Maluski in right. Phoenix Call takes down and away, ball 1. The quick working righty, Billy Dotson, back to the plate. And the 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2, and Brooke Knight sees something. And kind of a unusual time for a player-coach conference in the middle of the at-bat, and a count of 2 balls and no strikes. But Brooke summons Phoenix Call into a brief meeting here. With a count of 2-0, 2 down, nobody on. The Knights comfortably in front, 9-2, before one of the better crowds of the summer of 2023, and looking for big ones throughout the weekend, culminating in our fireworks show presented by Oregon State Credit Union. Sunday night, the ball game gets underway at 7:15. The 2-0 pitch to Call is in there for a strike, and the count 2-1. Tremendous attention to detail here by the Knights coaching staff. The 0-1 pitch, a ground ball to short. Cooney picks it up, throws a little low, and Longo's not able to dig it. And Phoenix Call is aboard on the throwing error by his counterpart, Ryan Cooney. And that'll bring to the plate Anson Arrows, the switch hitter, who will turn around and bat from the left side now. After the second error of the night on the Springfield Drifters. The Knights leading 9-2, a run in the first, 5 in the second, and 3 in the third. Pretty good pitching since by Avery Goldensoft to kind of settle things down from the pitching perspective. A throw to first, and back to the bag steps Phoenix Call. The right-hander Billy Dotson set, comes to the plate, and the first pitch off speed, lifted foul into Waldo Way off to the left. No balls and a strike. Just a great scene at the ballpark tonight. The accent is on youth. Seen more young people running around. A lot of families here too. The strike 1 pitch on the way. Slashed foul towards the TNT Builders party deck down the left field line. And the count to Arrows, no balls and 2 strikes. But the Knights through the years, through their great success, through the outstanding work in marketing and social media and all of the things, have created this atmosphere in the ballpark to be a go-to place for young people in the summertime, and there are a lot of them here tonight. The strike 2 pitch missing, down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 down, 9-2 Knights on a beautiful summer evening heading down the stretch of the month of June. The 1-2 pitch, lifted foul off third. This will carry into the upper grandstand and bounce around through some of the empty rows, kids giving chase. Max DeBeck's work has been over for a while, so good to see Papa Stan in the stands coming up with a dish of ice cream. He can relax now and enjoy it after the pressure of each pitch delivered by his outstanding son Max through the first 4 innings. The 1-2 pitch with Call going is a breaking ball outside, and Call is thrown out by Ryan Cooney to retire the side. To Ryan Cooney by Brandon Reed, who has done some good throwing back of the plate tonight, and throws out Call, and the Knights are done in the 7th. No runs, no hits, an error, nobody left. At the end of 7 before 1,892. I'm not bad at the overall guessing. I think I could do okay with guess the attendance contest. 1892 in the house tonight, a good crowd. We go to the 8th. A new pitcher will be coming in for the Knights. At the end of 7, the Knights 9 and Springfield 2 on the Knights live stream, and 1240 Joe Radio. Evan Clark comes into the ballgame for the Corvallis Knights, with the Knights leading 9-2. Evan, the left-hander, coming in to make his 4th appearance in league play. He's worked just 1 2/3 innings with a couple of strikeouts and a couple of walks. Evan goes to work on the left hand, hitting Drew Johnson, and the first pitch misses low, ball 1 from Evan. Out of Western Springs, Illinois, and the University of Southern California. The 1-0 pitch on the way. A ground ball slowly to second. Yukamoto charges, gloves, and throws to Jacob Craig for the out. Drew Johnson retired, 1 away, and Joe Longo will be the batter. I was just hearing a great story from my broadcast partner tonight, Knight Uretsky, the voice of the Drifters, about his father's love for the great Bruce Coburn. The pitch on the way misses low, ball 1, 1-0. I was talking the other night about how Mickey Newberry from Springfield, John Prine says maybe the best songwriter of all time. The 1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. I said that's kind of tough when there are people in the world named Chris Christopherson and Bruce Coburn. The 2-0 pitch, I mean, Newberry's train songs, he's good. Don't get me wrong, I like Mickey. 33rd of August. A lot of his other outstanding tunes just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. The 2-1 pitch on the way to Longo, a high pop-up on the right side. Jacob Craig is there to make the catch. And they're quickly 2 down in the top of the 8th. But Knight was telling me that his father was in beautiful Stanley Park in Vancouver, British Columbia, slept in his car all night. I don't know the whole of that story, but he's at Stanley Park waking up sleeping in his car in the park, Stanley Park, one of the great parks in the world. 2 down, nobody on for Bobby Blandford. Clark delivers high and inside, ball 1. Wakes up in the morning, turns on the radio, and Bruce Coburn is in Vancouver. His native country, Canada, of course, but in Vancouver and doing a live appearance on the radio station there in the beautiful Vancouver, BC. The 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. And Knight's father became a fan that day and has been ever since 1984. The 2-0 pitch down and away, ball 3. I came across the Bard of the North about 5 years earlier and have loved him ever since. A genius. Lyrically, on the guitar, a poet, a great one. The 3-0 pitch on the way, inside, ball 4. And after 2 quick outs, recorded by Evan Clark, getting Drew Johnson and Joe Longo, a 4-pitch walk to Bobby Blandford with the Knights leading 9-2 in the top of the 8th inning. And Ryan Cooney, the batter. Cooney has flied to left, hit back to the box, and singled to right. Top of the 8th inning. Evan Clark kicks, delivers, fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. The Knights and Cowlitz over the weekend. A lot of promotions going on, T-shirts, cowbells, and fireworks. A strike 1 pitch missing, and the count 1-1 to Ryan Cooney. Pape Material Handling help keeps you moving again 1 step closer to home, teaming up with the Knights and All Pro Property Services to support Community Outreach, Inc., a local nonprofit which helps people lead healthy and productive lives through challenging circumstances. To learn more about the team's 1 step closer to home initiative, visit corvallisknights.com/COI. Our thanks to Pape Material Handling. Evan Clark comes back with a 2-1 pitch to Ryan Cooney and misses again, ball 3. So 2 quick outs, a walk, now 3-1 to Cooney. Clark to the plate, outside for ball 4. And that'll bring Ben Newton to the plate. 9-2 Knights in the 8th inning. And again, our thanks to all of our sponsors, including All Pro Property Services. Family-owned All Pro Property Services can help you get the best out of your properties, from investment, renovations, facility services, housekeeping, and move-out cleans. All Pro has the bases covered. Visit allproproperty.net for more information. The first pitch missing now to Ben Newton, the switch hitter batting from the right side. The 1-0 pitch is ball 2, 2-0, and Bo Kearns is going to ask for time and head out to the mound. Almost inexplicably. Maybe too big of a lead, the cushion, 7 runs. Evan got 2 quick outs and may have been lulled into a sense of complacency or whatever when it comes to concentrating on the zone. Bo comes out for a conversation with Evan Clark, who has run into, just seemingly, as I said, out of nowhere, 2 quick outs, and then ball 4 to Blandford, ball 4 to Ryan Cooney, 2-0 to Ben Newton. And Bo is just trying to help Evan find his way back to the right track. A young man out of Western Springs, Illinois, but casting his lot out west with USC. Just 2 appearances with the Trojans this past spring, but in those 2 appearances in 1 inning, 4 walks. So it appears as though his command of the zone will be one of the things throughout the summer that Evan will be working on under Bo and Young Jin Yoon's tutelage. The music continues to play, and the umpires had to turn to the press box. Part of the problem, the fact that the windows, there are no open windows really in the press box. They can't quite hear what we're hearing out here. The 2-0 pitch is in the turf, a wild pitch. Bobby Blandford into third, Ryan Cooney into second. The count goes to 3-0 to Ben Newton. Tommy Maluski on deck, and Brooke Knight and Bo Kearns, Ed Nags, all 3 are talking with one another. if another walk ensues, things could get interesting. The 3-0 pitch is a strike, and the count 3-1, simply in terms of a good hitter in Maluski on deck and a chance for a big blow to get the Drifters right back in the game, even though it feels as though it's been the Knights' night all night long. The 3-1 pitch, Clark fires, and it's fouled straight back to run the count full to 3-2. Evan trying to keep the Knights in a comfortable spot. Levi Jones making some adjustments on his uniform out and left. The 3-2 pitch on the way, a ground ball to third. Tyler Quinn is up with it, fires a strike across to Jacob Craig, and trouble averted. Back-to-back walks and one pitch away from loading him up. A good job by Evan Clark to come back, pitch to contact, and get the Knights out of the 8th inning. No runs, two men left. To the bottom of the 8th we go. The Knights 9 and Springfield 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Knights 9, Springfield 2. The Knights 3 outs away from a sweep. Anson Arrows will lead things off. And the switch hitting catcher, who has walked twice, grounded out and struck out, takes the first pitch for ball 1 from Billy Dotson. Billy back to the plate, delivers a strike. 1-1 the count. The Knights have stopped scoring. Springfield pitching has shut them down over the last 4. Arrows swings and misses, and the count 1-2, but the problems were early for the Drifters with too many free passes and some shaky defense. The pitch on the way to Arrows is just outside to even the count at 2-2. And certainly defense let the Drifters down a little bit last night. The Knights rallied dramatically for 2. An error was the key for those 2 unearned runs in the series opener Tuesday. The 2-2 pitch is down and in, ball 3, 3-2. This is the first game that has been a little bit out of hand from the start. The Knights had an 8-0 lead after 4. The pitch to Arrows on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Anson strikes out, and since that 3-run third inning, the Knights have managed just 2 hits. Coming to the plate will be Tyler Quinn. Tyler has struck out, singled home a run, doubled home 2 runs, and bounced into a force play. 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the 8th. And Tyler is drilled in the middle of the back. He'll head down to first with J.C. Ing coming to the plate. We've mentioned Oregon State Credit Union and its annual sponsorship of the Fireworks Extravaganza. Here we come Sunday night again, thanks to Oregon State Credit Union, the proud title sponsor of the Fireworks Night this Sunday at 7:15. The ball game starts, fireworks after. Oregon State Credit Union has 15 branches. You can join them at one of the 15 branches or online at OregonStateCU.com. Oregon State Credit Union investing in all of our communities and dedicated to creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. J.C. Ng taking the first 2 pitches from Billy Dotson outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 9-2 Knights, bottom of the 8th inning. The 2-0 pitch to J.C. is in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. J.C. took over for Sam Stem and flied to center field in the 6th. 2 balls and a strike to J.C., who takes strike 2 from Billy Dotson to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The attendance tonight, again, 1,892. Very good Thursday night crowd, 1,892. Breaking ball down and in. Good stab by Brandon Reed. On Heroes Night, firefighters, city's finest, honored here throughout the evening, presented by the Sulong Realty Group, Keller Williams, and it's been a Calapooya Brewing Thirsty Thursday as well. The pitch on the way to J.C. fouled back. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Tyler Quinn at first, held on by Joe Longo. Billy Dotson kicks and delivers. Breaking ball just low for ball 4. Good take by J.C. Staying off of a pitch just below the knees. Pretty good pitch by Dotson, but he could not induce a swing. And now Tai Yukamoto, the batter. 2 on and 1 out, with the Knights trying to add to their 9-2 lead. Yukamoto swings at the first pitch and sends a fly ball into center field. Cole Kleckner moving over and back, makes the catch. Tyler Quinn tags and picks up 90 feet going to third. 2 down, and Ethan Hott will be the batter. Hott was the hero here Tuesday night in Game 1. A dramatic run-scoring single with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning to lift the Knights to a 2-1 win in Game 1 of the series. The Knights winning yesterday 4-1, leading this one 9-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Hott looking for his 3rd hit and another run batted in. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Dotson spins a breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. 6:35 again tomorrow night with Cowlitz in town. The first 250 fans will get Corvallis Knights t-shirts, compliments of Corvallis Custom and Serve Pro. Strike 1 pitch is in there for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Ethan. The strike 2 pitch, just low. 1-2 the count. Levi Jones on deck. I had the pleasure of meeting Levi's father during the game tonight. Adam Jones came up to say hello. It's nice to know that the Jones family will be around a lot in the days to come. The pitch to Hott is whacked up the middle into center field. Base hit. Another run batted in for Ethan. Tyler Quinn down the line to score. The Knights lead it 10-2. J.C. Ng stops at second, and Levi Jones will be the hitter. Levi told me yesterday he has not played a great deal of outfield. He's been an infielder most of his life, but he looked very comfortable. He has tonight out in left. Dealing with some tough sun conditions, has made good reads and gotten good jumps. And Levi, just a baseball player, and said whatever it's going to take to get him on the field. He can play third base, second base, shortstop, and he's learning his way in the outfield. 0-1 the count. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Hit the ball hard in his first at-bat. The strike 1 pitch missing, and the count 1-1 to Levi. 10-2 Knights, their first run since a 3 spot in the 3rd. Here in the bottom of the 8th, 2 on and 2 out. Billy Dotson comes set and delivers to Levi, a ground ball towards the second baseman Mullins. He shovels to Ryan Cooney the short way for the force, and the inning is over. But the Knights pick up a little bit of insurance to take with them to the 9th, 3 outs away from a sweep of the Springfield Drifters. After 8, the Knights 10 and the Drifters 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. As always, some spirited debate. Not spirited in the sense of people standing up in anger with arguments marshaled on behalf of one player over another. And no lines that you got in the old Saturday Night Live debates. Jane, you're a rather ignorant person. I'm cleaning up the language. No type of rhetoric like that. But we were just kicking, okay, well, who haven't we had? Who have we had as our Washington Park Advisors player of the game, the post-game interview and so on. We're running into kind of the need now to double down and come back with people that have had that distinction before. So we're going back and forth tonight between Tyler Quinn and his 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Certainly a worthy candidate. But I think we've settled in on the starter, Max DeBeck, who was very good through 4 scoreless innings. So I think Max is going to receive a second-time visit from someone, I don't know, Taylor or somebody will get to go down and visit after the game with our player of the game, in this case, Max DeBeck. Left-hander Grant Clevenger going to work against Tommy Maluski, and he pops one up into shallow right. Second baseman Tai Yukimoto goes back to make the catch. 1 away in the top of the 9th inning with the Knights leading 10-2. Clevenger has been brilliant, 3 2/3 innings with a walk and 7 strikeouts, a record of 1-0. I really enjoyed the conversation with Grant the other day about his journey to Nebraska, about how excited he is to see what's next in a very real sense in going to Nebraska. And a young man who has, of course, from the Midwest in Lawrence, Kansas, and heading back to familiar country, Grant delivers to the pinch hitter coming up for the Springfield Drifters, Jace Miller. Jace takes the first 2 pitches out of the zone from Clevenger. The 2-0 pitch hit foul into Urchin Alley. Taylor is here to inquire, I believe, about our player of the game. We've been talking about it, and we think we're going to go with Max DeBeck again. But it's either that or Tyler Quinn again. And, you know. So, okay, you can go in and maybe kick it around and with the guys inside, see what they think. But, yeah, but I think it's probably going to be Max. Okay, thank you. Taylor does the post-game interview, so she wanted to know and was coming in to up the stairwell here to our broadcast vantage point and asking. It's a tough decision tonight. The 2-1 pitch hit foul. It's nice when you have multiple choices at hand. Grant Clevenger's 2-2 pitch, a chopper back of third, backhanded by Quinn. The throw to first. He just cost himself the player. No, I'm sorry. The throw a little bit errant. A very good play on the part of Tyler Quinn. The off-balance throw not in time. That'll be a base hit, I would think, for the pinch hitter, Jace Miller. And I haven't seen Brooks put anything up, and it is a base hit. And Cooper Mullins will be the batter. That's just too tough of a chance. And a nice try by Tyler Quinn. Jace Miller with the pinch hit single. Grant Clevenger to the plate to Cooper Mullins, and misses just outside, ball 1, 1-0. Top of the 9th inning, 10-2. The Knights in front, 2 outs away from their 5th straight win, feeling like old times. The 1-0 fastball in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. The Knights starting the night at 13-7, a game back of Ridgefield. I may ask Knight here to see what's going on the South Division scoreboard. Thank you, Knight. See if the Knights perhaps have gained some ground this evening. It's a 5-5 tie in Ridgefield in the bottom of the 9th. So go Bend Elks. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. And you go to Ridgefield? You go? Okay, Ridgefield's coming to Springfield this weekend. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cooper Mullins. Grant Clevenger to the plate. Fastball just outside, and the count goes full to 3-2. Clevenger got to face none other than Tommy White in the Baton Rouge Regional, the nation's RBI leader. The 3-2 pitch is strike 3 called to Cooper Mullins, 2 down. And he's going from Tulane in New Orleans to Lincoln, Nebraska. Now, I just have a feeling that those will be two varied experiences. The city of New Orleans and Lincoln. Lincoln, a great town, though, great college town to be sure. And I'm sure that Grant's going to have a tremendous experience at Nebraska and be a very big-time pitcher for them. His pitch to Cole Kleckner, a strike, the count 0-1. Grant back to the plate, fastball knee-high, strike 2. And Grant is a strike away from wrapping up this ball game. The Knights leading 10-2 in the top of the 9th inning. 2 outs, a man aboard. The strike 2 fastball at 92. Swung on and missed, strike 3. The ball game is over. The sweep is in the books. The Knights have won 5 in a row and continue to press Ridgefield, which finds itself in a 5-5 tie in the bottom of the 9th up at the Rourke this evening. The Knights get it done early offensively as they picked up a run in the first, 5 in the second, 3 in the third, and in a very real sense just kind of coasted home with a solid 10-2 win. 10 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Springfield 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. So Springfield, after its hot start at 7-2, drops to 10-11. The Corvallis Knights at one point 9-7, now 14-7. Winners of 5 straight, and we'll try to keep it going. Tomorrow night against the Cowlitz Black Bears. We'll be on the air at 6:20 with a 6:35 first pitch. And remember to be here early. The first 250 fans will receive a Corvallis Knights t-shirt. Saturday night, it'll be a Cowbell night, and that promotion presented by our friends at Peterson Trucks and 99.9 Cricket Country KRKT. Tomorrow night's t-shirts given away by Corvallis Custom and Serve Pro as the Cowlitz Black Bears come to town. And Sunday, remember to get your tickets. The big fireworks extravaganza after the Knights game with the Black Bears, 7:15 on Sunday night. My thanks to Knight Uretsky for the great work working alongside of him. Thank you, Knight, for everything. Thanks to all of you tuning our way tonight, to our crew of Garrett Dworshak, Casey Lavin, Thomas Rudolph, and Andrew Henderson. This is Mike Parker thanking you for joining us tonight at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, where before 1,892, the Knights win their 5th straight. Final score, Corvallis 10, Springfield 2 to complete the sweep. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night at 6:20 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. So long, everybody.